Have you ever had a question that you were just a little too embarrassed to ask, even though deep down you knew the answer could change your life? Well, let me tell you something. Right off the bat, you are not alone. In fact, I guarantee that every single man watching this, especially if you're in your golden years, has wondered at least once about the real truth behind one of the oldest and most taboo topics out there, masturbation. Now, before you even think about clicking away or pretending you've never thought about that, let me stop you right here. This is not your average awkward health talk. You won't get judgment and you won't get outdated myths. What you will get is a real, honest, doctor-approved conversation about 5 surprising truths about masturbation that every older man, yes, including you, absolutely deserves to know. And I know what you might be thinking. Why talk about this? Isn't this something for teenagers? Or I don't know, bored college kids? Here's the thing, our bodies don't magically stop caring about pleasure, health, or curiosity just because we hit 60 or 70 or even 80. So if you've ever wished you could ask a doctor without any shame, awkwardness, or uncomfortable silences about what masturbation really means for your health as an older man, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to bust through shame, toss aside old wives' tales, and get into the facts that could actually make you healthier, happier, and honestly more confident in your own skin. Are you ready? Good, because this conversation could be the game changer you didn't even know you needed. Let's jump in. Secret 1, masturbation and prostate health. All right, let's dive into our very first secret one that honestly surprises a lot of men. Let's talk about the prostate. I know it doesn't sound glamorous, but trust me, this little gland is the silent MVP of your health, especially as you get older. Here's what most people get totally wrong. Some men still believe that masturbation is pointless or even harmful to their prostate. But science says the exact opposite. There have been plenty of studies, real peer-reviewed, reputable research, not just something your uncle once said at a family barbecue, that show regular ejaculation, yes, even through masturbation, can actually reduce your risk of prostate cancer. Yep, you heard that right. Think of your prostate like a hard-working little engine inside your body. If it's left idle for too long, things can get clogged up, and that's when trouble starts. When you ejaculate regularly at a pace that feels healthy and comfortable for you, it's like you're cleaning out that engine, keeping things running smoothly and lowering the risk of unwanted buildup. And this isn't just theory. One of the most well-known studies, yep, from Harvard, found that men who ejaculated more than 21 times per month from sex masturbation, whatever works, actually had a lower risk of developing prostate cancer than those who didn't. This is the part where you pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, have I really been paying enough attention to my prostate health? Because let's be real, this isn't just some youthful indulgence or a guilty pleasure. It's actually a part of taking charge of your health as you age. Now, I know you've probably heard those old school warnings before. At your age, you should stop, or masturbation is bad for older men. But here's the truth. Sometimes the very thing you thought was wrong could actually be what helps you stay healthy. If you do it mindfully, listen to your body, and of course, stay in touch with your doctor for regular checkups. If you're feeling a little surprised by what I'm saying, trust me, you're not alone. So many men have told me how relieved they felt to finally hear that taking care of yourself physically and mentally is never something to be ashamed of. In fact, it's one of the most empowering things you can do for your well-being at any age. Secret 2, frequency, how much is enough? All right, let's tackle one of the juiciest questions that almost everyone wonders about, but hardly anyone actually asks out loud. How much is too much? Or really, how much is enough? Let me tell you, I've had so many gentlemen in my office over the years, and every single time this topic comes up, it's the same routine. Someone glances around to make sure no one's listening. Maybe their cheeks get a little red, and then finally in a hushed voice, Doc, at my age, how many times a week is okay for, you know, self-care? Trust me, you are definitely not the only one who's ever wondered. And here's the big secret. There is no magic number for everyone. Really, there isn't. Your body, your lifestyle, your health, even your mood from week to week, it all changes, and so does your ideal frequency. The most important thing isn't how often, but how you feel about it. If you feel good, energetic, relaxed, and your daily life isn't being interrupted, no aches, no fatigue, no discomfort, then you're right where you need to be. Masturbation is not some kind of marathon or competition. There's no gold medal for most, or least times in a week. On the other hand, if you find yourself turning to it as a way to escape negative feelings or if it's starting to interfere with your relationships, your work, or it leaves you feeling depleted, that's your body and mind's way of waving a little red flag. And let me just say this, your mental health matters just as much as your physical health. Here's something I really want every man to remember. You have every right to set your own rhythm, your own pace, no matter what anyone else says about too much or not enough. There's no need to compare yourself or worry about your performance or whether you're still got it. Every man is different, and the only thing that truly matters is that you feel good, happy, and healthy. Sometimes society loves to throw labels at us, set these invisible standards, and make us feel pressured about things that don't even matter. But here's the truth. Real confidence isn't about how often you do it, but how well you know, love, and respect yourself. So the next time someone asks, how many times is enough? Just smile and say, enough is when I feel good, I feel happy, and it doesn't get in the way of my life. That's it. Simple as that. Secret 3. The truth about testosterone. All right, let's bust one of the biggest myths out there. I've heard this one over and over for years. Maybe you've heard it too from a friend, the internet, or some late night TV doctor. Masturbation lowers your testosterone. It takes away your manhood. It makes you weaker, older, less of a man. Honestly, sometimes it sounds like every time you take care of yourself, you're somehow tossing a piece of your masculinity out the window. But let me give it to you straight. Science has proven that this is just not true. Yep, you heard me right. Masturbation, no matter how old you are, does not drain your testosterone. Sure, your hormone levels might dip for a few minutes after you ejaculate. That's just your body doing its thing, but your system bounces right back. Over the long term, there's no negative effect. None. So you absolutely do not have to worry about losing your manliness or suddenly getting weaker just because you're looking after yourself. And if anyone ever tries to make you feel guilty for practicing a little self-care, at your age, just smile and remember, you're honoring and listening to your body, and that's something to be proud of. In fact, I've seen so many men who spend way too much energy worrying about this, letting these old rumors sap their confidence. And you know what? That stress, that anxiety, that feeling of shame, that's what actually chips away at your well-being and self-esteem, not masturbation itself. So remember, real masculinity isn't about how long you can hold out or how hard you push yourself. It's about knowing, accepting, and taking care of yourself. Regular healthy masturbation can even help you relieve stress, boost your mood, and get a better night's sleep. Which, by the way, all help keep your hormones, your energy, and yes, your manly mojo right where they belong. So next time you hear someone try to warn you about testosterone loss, you can just smile and move on. Your body's got your back, and you deserve to enjoy your health, your confidence, and your happiness at any age. Secret 4. Heart health and stress relief. Now let's bust another common belief that so many older adults quietly hold on to masturbation. That's just a way to kill time. It doesn't really do anything for your health. But let me tell you, modern science totally flips that old story on its head. Picture this. You've had a long day. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're worried about your family, the grandkids, or you're just feeling a little lonely or restless at night. Instead of letting all those emotions eat away at you, why not give yourself permission for a little self-care? Something healthy, safe, and honestly a lot more powerful than you might expect. When you masturbate, your body releases a rush of happy hormones like endorphins and oxytocin. These chemicals help ease pain, melt away stress, leave you feeling calm and relaxed, and yes, help you sleep better too. But that's not all. Studies show that regular ejaculation can even help lower blood pressure, support your heart health, and may reduce your risk of stroke as you get older. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to do anything complicated or heroic. Sometimes the simplest act of caring for yourself is all it takes to soothe your mind, calm your heart, and wash away the pressures of a long, stressful day. See, self-care isn't just about exercise, eating right, or taking your meds on time. Sometimes it's about honoring your feelings, letting go of tension in a way that feels right for you, so your heart stays strong and your mind stays at peace. So next time you're feeling anxious, restless, or just need a little comfort, don't be shy about giving yourself that time. Because as I always say, a peaceful heart and a calm mind are some of the greatest gifts you can give yourself at any age. Secret 5 myths, stigma, and what science actually says. You know what's funny? There probably isn't a topic in the world that's been wrapped up in more taboo and misunderstanding than masturbation, especially for our generation. Think back for a second. Growing up, how many times did you hear warnings like, that's shameful, or only weak men do that? Or even if you do that, you'll get sick or cursed. Sometimes just one offhand comment can stick with us for decades, leaving us feeling guilty, anxious, or embarrassed anytime we even think about taking care of ourselves in this way. But here's the real truth. Modern science has shown time and again that masturbation is a completely natural part of being human, no matter your age, background, or gender. As long as you're doing it in a balanced way and it's not interfering with your daily life, work, or relationships, there's absolutely nothing bad or shameful about it. In fact, it's far healthier to be honest with yourself about your needs than to bottle them up in fear or shame. Even better research shows that being open and honest about your own needs rather than bearing them under guilt actually helps you live a happier, healthier, more connected life. The real enemies here aren't your natural desires, but the shame stigma and old outdated beliefs that make you feel isolated or wrong for simply being human. You deserve to be yourself, to listen to your body, and to care for your health physically, mentally, emotionally. If anything ever feels off, or you worry that your habits are getting in the way of your life, work, or relationships, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor or reach out for help. But whatever you do, don't punish or blame yourself just because of some old rumor or someone else's judgment from years ago. Remember, real happiness and real health start with self-love and self-respect, even in those most private moments. So maybe it's time to finally let go of those old ghosts and start honoring your needs with compassion and a little more lightness. So let's take a deep breath together. Isn't it refreshing to finally talk about these things openly without fear or shame? Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 secrets surprised you the most? Or maybe you've got your own experience or a question you've always wanted to ask, but never quite felt comfortable sharing before. Drop your thoughts, questions, or stories in the comments below. You never know who you might help just by speaking up. Remember, this is a safe space. We're all here to learn, grow, and support one another. No judgment, just honest conversation. If this video helped you see yourself and your health in a new light, do me and yourself a favor, give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who might need a little encouragement. And don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed real talk health tips for men over 60. You've only got one body, one life, and you deserve to enjoy both fully, confidently, and without apology. Take care of yourself. You've earned it. See you in the next video.